I'm not lawful. Make this pussy stop talking. You're not one of the gods, you're one of the god awful. We all got kin. When looking at your fox, bitch stick to smash 4 and losing by 4 stocks. Not a fan of your style, you ain't standing your ground. You get wins while kicking a man when he's down. Like, I beat Mango, I'm the favorite if he chokes. As far as the motto goes, I'll just wait till he's a host. Ain't no telling how foolish you'll be looking. Evidence I zip can't contain the ass whooping. Right when we realize the money match is over, that'll be a cue to throw your controller. Expose you as a fraud, yeah, I'll be blowing you up. Who said you were a god? I know it wasn't plucked. Been here 10 years and you know I'm showing up. For a man of many words, I think you said enough. But the only way to make you hush, first I'll body bag your fox, then I'll zip it shut.
No contest.
I'ma put you in your place, kid, you a disgrace. Get killed quick, like that missile hit you in the face. After all this, we'll be watching your mouth. Ain't no telling who'll be calling you out. Salty sweet go down, you better come correct. Until you win a major, show your elders some respect.
Super Smash Brothers
P.S. Leppin', I ain't done yet. I'm the underdog, so place your bets. Whoever wanna see Leppin' looking dumb, throw your money on the line, cause I'm making some. Gotta say, bro, you looking awfully weak. Wait and see what happens in the salty sweet. Vanilla Fox will shoot you, go find another. Teach you a lesson and take back my color.
This game's winner is
Mission complete.
Fox. Fox.
My bad. Our opener is, as threatened, Damien Demento and the Repo Man versus the Bushwackers.
So they have the heels come down to the ring, and they play the Bushwackers music, and we are waiting for the Bushwackers, and there's no bushwhacking going on. There's just like the empty entrance ramp. And so there's not even a ramp. It's a Manhattan
Door.
There's a hole in the wall they come out of. But we're waiting for them, and I thought, oh my God, they're actually going to do an angle on Raw. Like they're going to be laid out backstage, and it turns out that the Repo Man, repoed their whatever. I don't want to say anything, but it's WWE, so you can imagine. But anyway, all of a sudden, Vince goes, oh, look at that. They're in the crowd. And up in the upper balcony, the Bushwackers are coming through the crowd. And they're licking people's faces. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, it was always a little bit weird, but we're in the middle of COVID, and these two creeps are walking through the crowd licking other humans in the face. Yeah. And they're licking little girls in the face. Yeah. They tried to lick some lady who attempted to flee, and they were like grabbing her. Hey, you're gonna get licked. And so they're coming through the crowd, and I'm like, fuck. And then Vince goes, we'll be right back with the opening match. And I thought, okay, so they're going to go to commercial, and they're going to, double time it to get down to the ring. And sure as shit, they don't. They go to commercial and come back. They're still in the crowd. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but the show's an hour, and you take out commercials, and it's 45 minutes. Well, for some reason I can't explain, and I'm not complaining, this show was only 36 minutes.
Yes.
So 9 minutes of something appears to have been edited off this show.
I can answer this question.
Okay, but before you go on.
Yes.
So already there's only 36 minutes of content here, and they've been walking through this fucking crowd for 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So as much as I was like, are you two fuckers ever going to get to the goddamn ring? Once they got there, it was like, can you go start licking people again? Because this fucking match was horrible.
It was.
Fucking horrible this match was. And not to the fault of the Bushwackers.
I don't even know where to begin. First, I'll answer the mystery of the
I've already began.
10 minutes. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but Joe Gagne is doing a watch-along with us on Twitter. He's watching the same episode of Raw we watch every week.
It's Joe Gagne.
Regardless, he explained the episode is, they cut out a 10-minute segment about the Michael Landon Award that Vince won, probably because of the licensed music.
No, hold on, Gagne. I'm sure that's where they edited out, but it would have nothing to do with the music because there was an Andre segment on this show that I'm sure was not the music that they played here. And they also mentioned, and I want to bring this up, Vince says, or maybe it was Pettengill, somebody, and they said, coming up on one of our shows this weekend,
Main event.
we have got a special video about the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Yes.
Set to the tune of Respect by Aretha Franklin. Bro, I remember this vividly. I watched that video thousands of times. And not only did I watch it thousands of times, but I was a senior in high school, and I was in video production class. So what I did was I recorded it, and then I took it to video production class. And back then, you had to use 2 giant fucking VCRs to record shit back and forth. Yeah. But I took all of the YWF footage that I could find.
Oh, my God.
And I literally recreated this video. I used all YWF footage to replace all of the Bret Hart footage. I kept the music in. I kept the part where it goes R-E-N and it puts the letters on the screen. Like if Bret was doing a backbreaker, I found the Beast doing a backbreaker. Fuck, and like weeks, I think. But I don't know if I'll ever find it, but it does exist. I have it somewhere. And I fucking loved that video. And I would presume they're going to air it on whatever, but they're not going to have, obviously, the Aretha Franklin music. So I'm sure that's why it was edited out, but I can't imagine it was because of the music. Because they just put in shitty music for everything.
Now, was this video better when you replaced footage of Bret Hart with, for example, Redwood or Newprint?
Well, for me, it sure was.
Let's see. All right.
I mean, fuck. Newprint versus Redwood in there? Yeah, that was some good stuff.
All right, so imagine I could just, like, I know this is a really, really old show at this point. I know there's a lot of younger wrestling fans who are only familiar with, like, AEW and Ring of Honor and what they've seen on Raw and SmackDown the past 5 or 6 years in NXT. And imagine showing them the Bushwackers. And they lick fans, and they do a wacky little march, and they go, hey! And that's it. That is the extent of what they do. That's the whole act. There's no nothing to wait for. There's no secret in. And imagine what they would think of it. And then this match. I am fairly certain that until the Jackie Gata, Chris Nowinski match from like 2003, this had to have been the worst match in the history of Raw. It's unimaginably bad.
Well, it certainly was up to this point.
And I imagined it would be very, very bad. So the Bushwackers, during their 9-minute march to the ring, Vince is explaining there's going to be a special show Sunday night, the March to WrestleMania. Included in that is a 6-man tag featuring the Bushwackers and, quoting Vince McMahon, one of their mighty midget friends. So the match finally begins, and in a tribute appearing to midget wrestling, we get double ass biting. So they're doing this match, and for a while it's merely bad. For garden variety bad. And then Damien Demento begins to fuck up everything. So I don't know what they had planned, but here's the spot.
Planned?
Here is the spot as it unfolded.
God, this is classic. You think they planned any of this fucking match?
I certainly hope not.
No, it's impossible.
Damien whips a Bushwhacker into the turnbuckle. The Bushwhacker, they have the heat on him, by the way. They're working him over. They're beating him up. The Bushwhacker takes the buckle, steps out from the turnbuckle. They gently brush shoulders, and both men take a bump. Mm-hmm. And Damien Demento smacks the mat in anger, and he jumps up and just starts beating up the Bushwhacker again.
Hey, believe it or not, I actually saw a worse spot on Raw Monday when Rhea Ripley grabbed Tamina by the wrist for a series of clotheslines, and Tamina just bumped. No clothesline. Just a phantom bump.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. That's I retired.
And this match was still 25 times worse than that women's match on Raw.
I believe you.
Which was very, very bad.
So everything in the ring is going wrong. Repo Man's in the corner. Most of his career was as a tag team wrestler with the Russians or in Demolition. And he's watching this horror show unfold, and he holds out his hand, and Demento won't tag him in. He just wrestles and wrestles and wrestles. And finally, Repo Man gets in there. And, of course, he tags right back out. This thing goes on for a while. They repeat the double tackle spot. So I guess it was a very important.
You gotta get your shit in, dude.
It was a very important point in the match. They just did it too early. So Butch gets a hot tag. The hot tag he makes on the Repo Man. You ever see?
This guy used to be Demolition Crush.
Yeah. No, Smash.
No, he was Crush. Oh no, he's Smash. You're right.
Smash. Crush
You're
was
right.
Crush.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty easy to keep that one straight. But anyway, so in like the karate and kung fu movies, and I'm sure they have in real life too. But you got the wooden dummy that you work on all your strikes and parries and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like this Bushwhacker was doing to Repo Man, except it was much, much slower and more gentle. But Repo is just standing there as the Bushwhacker waves his arms and hands and fists about him. This goes on for a bit. So the finish is supposed to be that Damien Demento has his back to both Bushwhackers. They're going to grab each other and do like a double clothesline, but he's going to duck. But apparently, Repo Man from the floor gave Demento the cue way too early. Because Demento ducks and hits the ground before the Bushwhackers even started to move. And they grab hands and they look and they see Demento's down. And they just do the spot anyway. They just run right by on top of him. And there's like a trip and a slam. And the ref gets distracted because this thing can't end soon enough. And finally, the Bushwhackers win with a battering ram. Fuck, this is horrible.
You had Demolition Smash, the fucking sheep herders, and I guess Damien Demento. That might have been the big problem. But yeah, this match was absolutely ungodly, impossibly fucking horrible. I mean, God, it was so bad. And I was so excited to see the Bushwhackers. Smash had one good gimmick, and he was never any good ever again.
I mean, there was points.
Bill Eadie can't be that good.
There was points where he was. Most of his tenure with the Russians was average, and some of his stuff he did, like on Nitro, was average. The Blacktop Bully was average. His gimmicks were terrible. But this was, oh man, it was awful.
And to put it completely over the top, Vince McMahon, I don't know what got into him. He was on 12 all night.
He'd been gone last
He
week.
watched
had a lot to
Bartlett last
say.
week.
He was marking out for the Bushwhackers.
Gotta
coming
show
out of
this
the
Bartlett I
balcony.
know how to do this job.
He was just out of his mind. And then this match, and he was still out of his mind. And the only other comment I had, Vinny, do you remember sitting next to Luke at the very first ROH show we went to on WrestleMania weekend?
No.
Yeah, he sat with us in the back row, and I can confirm he did, in fact, lick me,
You're a lucky man.
I guess.
No, this I got literally zero memory of that happening.
Those guys must have incredible immune systems. You know what I'm saying?
Been exposed to everything.
Yeah, dude, I used to teach kids gymnastics and jujitsu, and like I never got sick because I think I was just constantly exposed to all these pathogens every day. And this guy going and licking all these wrestling fans? Golly.
They have sheep herd immunity.
That was a good one, Craig.
Craig got me.
Craig, that was a good one.
Craig got me.
Sheep herd immunity. So, speaking of jokes, the Bushwhackers are posing and looking and whatever, and Vince makes some comment about how they're going to be in the cover of Gentleman's Quarterly. He popped Rob Bartlett.
He did. He popped Rob Bartlett a few times.
He did.
Like Vince was on his game. There was another one where one of the ring girls was wearing some outfit, and Rob goes, "I got a couch with that same pattern," and I can't remember who's in the ring. Maybe it was Tatanka. But Vince goes, "You got a couch that looks like Tatanka?" And Rob Bartlett laughed. He goes, "I'm talking about the other one." Like, man, good job, Vince.
Well, speaking of Tatanka,
Vince was a funny, gregarious guy.
dude,
back in
Vince
the
had
day.
the best line ever on the show. We'll get to it when we get to it. But it was